special meeting.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to accept meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 4, correspondence.
We have 3 letters, yeah.
Yeah, we have 3 additional letters here that we're going to note as received. We have the resignation of
Erica.
no, this one was Kaylee Palmer. Resignation from Kaylee Palmer, formerly resigning from the Griswold Parks and Rec Commission. The second letter is resignation from EDC from Matthew Palmer. And the third is a letter of resignation from Erica Pellish Thunstrom from the Recreation Commission. So I'd like
I make
to,
the motion, we accept the record with deep regret.
okay, we have a motion.
I'll second it.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. And then there were other items of correspondence in your packet. Do you have any questions about those?
There were no other correspondence in the packet. There was an additional thing handed out for any other business.
Okay,
That's it.
all right. All right, number 5, old business, discussion and possible action on multi-jurisdictional shelter.
Now, we have a meeting on Thursday with everybody on that, correct?
That's correct.
We do. There was a
So
meeting
I'd like to make
Thursday.
a motion, we table this again for the next scheduled selectmen meeting.
Okay,
I'll second it.
we have a motion and a second to table this. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5B, discussion and possible action on security measures for tax collector assessor's office.
I'm working on that. I called Ruby Glass and I called, can't remember the name of Norwich. They're gonna be coming down the next couple of weeks to look it over. As we know before, we don't really know what we want, but they're gonna get us some ideas on a couple different mechanisms and some costs.
Okay, thank
Make a
you.
motion to table that 5B till our next meeting until, or when we get some
information.
answers,
Yep,
some information from the contractors.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5B,
I'm looking into that also to try to get us into some type of, social media,
no, I think
Oh, no.
I went out of order.
5A.
6A.
6A.
okay.
6A, I'm sorry. Discussion and possible action on tax refunds as presented by Leona Sharkey,
We have
tax collector.
Have none.
There are none, okay. 6B, discussion and possible action on update on social media platforms.
Okay, I was earmarked to go out and see what we can get some, think to televise our meetings, and I'm working on that. I'm working to get some information. I know we got some numbers from the school. We're also working on some private sector people. And so I'd make a motion that we table that till the next meeting too, Rich, if we can.
Table.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to table 6B. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 6C, discussion and possible action on resilient Jewett City. Miss Lori Sorter, would you like to
Sure,
speak to this?
sure. We have our committee. Our committee has been developed. We have, let's see, the first selectman is on that committee. I am on that committee. Todd Babbitt's on it as Public Works Director. We have a representative from River, Patchogue River.
Patchogue River.
Patchogue
Yeah.
River, Estate. We have one, from the other.
Anthony
condo
Street,
Unit, yeah, what is that?
one on Anthony Street. yeah.
The person that's in charge of that has responded that she doesn't want anything to do
She
with it.
declined, yeah.
She declined. So, so there's that. We have a member of the Public Health and Safety, I recall, right? It will be on that committee.
Good.
Our first advisory committee meeting is Friday morning. It will be via Zoom. However, I put out the offer that I'd be available at the municipal center if anybody wants to join and watch it together at 9 AM.
Now, Paul, are you the member of Health and Safety who's on it? Okay, all right. I will not be able to attend. There is a ribbon cutting event at the school.
Mhm.
And then, 10 o'clock, I have another commitment,
Mhm.
so.
I don't, I think it's, it's our first kind of introductory kind of thing. I do know that I was contacted, by the engineering company who has a flyer that they want to distribute. I did get the list of names and addresses from our tax collector of everyone that lives on South Main Street and Anthony Street.
Yep.
I was surprised to see that in an email, they said that it would be our responsibility to distribute those. When it was first proposed, it was, we will do it all, but, how things change.
Yeah.
But, I have not received the flyers. I had heard that perhaps they were coming last weekend,
Mhm,
but in all honesty, I was not available. I was away all weekend.
mhm.
So, we go from here. We take it as it
Okay.
comes.
What's the whole purpose of the thing? So,
It was we all had to fill out our hazard mitigation plan last year, and
Okay.
what they did was they compiled it all. There have been some projects that have gone forth, the west side of the river, now they're coming to the east side of the state to mitigate flooding, mitigate, climate, changes, things like that. Jewett City was selected down at the South Main Street area because of the flooding in 2010. They are pinpointing the condo units that are on right on along the river, and they're also pinpointing the substation, correct? Down there? Yeah.
now is that condo association the one that didn't want to be involved, that was pinpointed?
There are three of them, down there. Two of them are interested in participating, one of them is not. We're gonna have discussion on that because if the condo association made that decision jointly, that's fine. But if there are individuals that own condos down there that want to take part in it, I'm sure that would be addressed. Their first course of action is they want, residents to be informed because they want to do an elevation study down there. So that's the first order of business.
Okay.
The other thing, as far as that, is it called the substation? Is that what that is down? The pump station.
Pump station.
The pump station down there, one very important item of business is they're gonna isolate that because apparently in 2010, almost lost it. They had to build it.
Are they putting a wall up there already?
That's part of this. plan.
Oh, okay.
So that's it,
What time was that meeting? 10:00?
9 o'clock.
No. Thank you, Lori.
You want that?
Any other questions?
No.
No? Okay, 6D, discussion and possible action on Heritage River Village Community Update on project. Tomorrow evening, at the senior center at 6 PM, Heritage River will be presenting to the community the latest design in their project, and they're going forward. And what they're doing is they're going to be applying for another SIF grant for the infrastructure going into the facility, into the area, YMCA, a daycare, and then some housing and some retail. So the reason that they're having this meeting is to inform the public and let them know where they're going with this project. Okay, what does the latest design look like? And the SIF is requiring that they do this. And it's a good time for people. There are a lot of questions about this, and we know that. But I think that we need to hear what they have to say about the YMCA portion of the project and where they're at right now. I think it's important, and especially with the development and the start on 164. This can all go hand in hand and it can work. And I think that it's best if we work together and find middle ground, but there are still some serious questions to be asked. And, I'm hoping that people will attend the meeting tomorrow night. at
And there's
6.
another one after that.
And there was another one on June 5th. There were gonna be 2 sessions. It's also going to be streamed onto, YouTube. So that if you aren't able to make it in person, you will be able to go see it later, all right? Sign on and see it. All right. Any questions on that? Okay. Number 7, any other business that may properly come before the board?
I'd like to make a motion under any other business to ask the Board of Selectmen to appoint a study group to review local governments, do a local government study, excuse me. I'd like to be able to put something on the town website or other venues if we can, and ask for volunteers from the city and the town, and try to formulate a small group to do some investigative work.
So that's a motion to bring that onto the agenda for discussion.
That's correct. I'll second that motion.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to bring on additional form of government onto the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Rich,
So again, I'll just reiterate what I just said, is that I'd like to put out to the general public, ask for any volunteers or anyone from within the community who are willing to spend some time studying the different forms of government and meet and eventually have some public hearings and so on and so forth. And
How big a committee you want, Rich?
I'm making something small, like about 5 members, myself and 4 members.
All right, you want to take letters to that effect or something like
Yeah.
that? To the selectman's office?
Yes, please, that they respond through the selectman's office, and we can go through it and try to find a cross-section of the community to
Okay,
form the group.
I'd second that motion.
okay, so we have a motion and a second to seek a committee of at least 5 letters being sent into the selectman's office.
And you go to town management stuff too and everything, Rich?
Hey, everything.
Okay,
Just, yeah, okay. So we have a motion and a second to investigate this further. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Lisa, you had left this other,
Yes, Pepper Road drainage issue needs to be motioned onto the agenda for discussion and possible.
well, she's not here. She asked to be put on the agenda.
That's your call. You can bring it on, have time to discuss it, we can not bring it on. Up to you.
not here, there's no sense.
If she's not here, I'd rather, I think it's best that we don't discuss it without her, but she did request to be put on the agenda, so. So we will disregard that. All right. So that was number 7, any other business? And then we move on to number 8, public forum. Ransom?
Yes. Well, it's very found. The topic I'm interested in, I just found this information a day or 2 ago. And, Todd and Martin probably one's familiar with this. So is it a chance we've got somebody in the audience?
No, you can't.
I can't,
No,
all right.
I'm sorry.
So Martin, does the town use low sulfur diesel fuel?
Yes,
They do.
yes.
Have they conformed?
There's no more in the schools anymore. That's all been removed. So the only low sulfur they're doing is diesel for their vehicles and maybe a few oil tanks, but that's it.
All right, but the subject is about grounding and the,
All the tanks are grounded. Yes.
Huh?
All the tanks are grounded.
they are grounded.
Absolutely.
Okay, I wanted to check on it because there was a big issue in one of the farm magazines about the fact that, the anti-static element they add to the fuel
Well, we
takes, as they pump it out and it goes through.
We changed the tank at the Public Works, a couple of years ago, and it was definitely grounded when it was installed.
And what?
It was definitely grounded when it was installed, and it's a relatively new tank. No more a couple years
Yeah,
old.
and because I was thinking that if it wasn't, they could do what, was recommended years ago with the vehicle being fueled as grounded.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay,
So, all right, well, then I didn't have to
all right.
Oh, no worries.
hurry there after I found one of my survey types was missing.
All right. Thank you, Ransom.
Well,
Any other public forum? Mr. View?
Dave View, 59 Way Avenue. On the meeting tomorrow night and the following week, is the public gonna be able to freely ask questions? Or do we have to submit them in writing first?
We encourage Griswold residents, businesses, and civic groups to join and participate. Questions from residents will be read and answered by a panel during the session. We look forward to your participation and engagement in these exciting developments for our community.
Then my next question is gonna be is, how do we get our questions submitted so they can be read?
I mean, I'm meeting with them tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I mean, my recommendation is if somebody, I don't think that, I don't know, what do you feel? What does the
In all
board
fairness
feel?
to us, we just got this less than a week ago.
Yeah.
And they're setting the meeting up, we're not setting. it up.
Yeah.
So we don't know what the shoe is gonna drop or what's gonna be said or not said, you know what I mean? So we're not in the dark.
I thought that it said that there was gonna be a Q&A available.
Yeah, they definitely
Yeah.
said that, but they didn't give you an email to send the questions. to.
I don't think that, I think that it should be, you raise your hand, your question is taken. And that's what I'm gonna recommend tomorrow morning. So,
If there's something other than that, could I get an email, please?
yeah,
We could probably get it for the second meeting, or, you know, questions in for the second meeting. Most likely by the time you get an email out, to everybody, you know. I'm just,
so what are you asking? That you
I'm
want to
gonna
send
be
in a
asking
question?
about,
But are you saying you want to submit a question
yes,
or you want to go there and ask in person?
I would prefer to ask in person.
Are you going to be there?
Oh, yes.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So in person.
You know what I'm gonna ask.
I know, I already know the answers.
Okay. All right, any other public forum? Lori?
Lori Sorter, 67 Ashland. I have another issue with the, Western Express trucks coming in. I know that there have been letters to the state and there have been denials from the state. However, I was contacted by a resident today on Tip Street that said Western Express, trucks are going up there. They've torn cables from her house twice. They have to do 3-point turns. She said that she has called, Western Express and their excuse is that, the GPS must have failed or the GPS must have done something. So knowing that we have had the issue on Brown Avenue, which is, you know, right adjacent to Tiff Street, I'm wondering if I, as the warden in the borough, should send a letter to Western Express, or if that should be the local traffic authority to do that. I don't know. I just need some guidance because I think it's worth it. I have heard, and I honestly can't remember where I heard this, but I heard that they're not using, is there a different type of GPS for trucks?
Yes,
Yeah, and I've
But
heard
it
that
won't
they're
put 'em on
not
history,
using those. And so that, and I don't know if that's true, but that's something that I've been.
there
told.
definitely is a different GPS, but it keeps you away from the bridges and all that.
Right.
But that truck GPS should not get them on Fifth Street.
Right, on Tiff Street, and so, I don't know how you wanna proceed with that, I mean, if the state isn't gonna help us by putting up no truck, traffic, can we at least send something to Western Electric?
My vote is to have the borough do it.
I'm fine with that, as long, I really am, I'm fine with that, but I don't wanna step on the local transit authority.
Are you officially, local traffic authority yet? So right now it's me.
If you were, I think that makes.
Okay, all right, I don't have a problem with it.
I would be perfectly willing to do a joint letter, you know, to have the
Yeah,
town.
and I'm
and the
happy to
borough
do so.
together.
Has anybody ever gone up there?
I
Yes,
think Todd did a couple of years ago.
I know Dana
We
did
went
also.
up there, we asked them to go north and south on Route 12 to pick up 395 for Lisbon or Plainfield.
And what kind of a response did you get?
Okay, we'll tell the drivers, and that's the next one, they went up Town Hollow, ripped the top off the catch basin because the gate was closed on the state end, the DEP end, and they had to turn around. And then they went off Leicester Road and did all kinds of damage, and they're self-insured, and they just denied paying for it. So we take everything out of our pocket. And the only way the attorney told us we can get even is if we have a trailer full of merchandise, we can impound it at the public works garage, so they pay it. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't do it yet since all this started. And they hit 4 lamp posts at $8,500 a piece if they're not denied to pay for it.
Right.
Self-insured.
And we know that it was Western Express that,
Accident report
Express,
shows Western Express.
yeah. And now that we have now that we have the cameras, you know, we could have access to that. I don't think we had it
No.
back then. We didn't have that. But,
I wonder if did they have the same problem in Plainfield?
Well, they just stay on Route 12. The only road they take is that one across from like Granite Booth, you should talk to Plumbing.
oh,
That was out behind the old Agway.
yeah.
It's the only road they really take up there.
How would they get on 5th Street anyway? I don't understand.
Well, and that's the problem. She said they get up there and then they have to do like a 3-point turn to even get through. And so,
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. I've asked her, what I did recommend to her was, I thought you were the local traffic authority. I suggested that she get a hold of you and I told her that I would also do the same thing.
well, he
And
went
that
for
if
the
she had
class,
it-
he went to the Yukon
Right.
training for 2 days, so.
And I said, if you have any pictures, you know, those would be very valuable. Because if we send a letter, let's send those pictures along, with what's going on, but,
Okay,
and maybe, I'm sorry, but maybe Todd, if you have other, other information on damage, you know, that's been done, you know, we can include that too, in that letter.
Dayview 59 Way Avenue. Isn't there a weight limit on this bridge out here right now? I see signs up and I thought it was that bridge. Yeah, but single axle box truck. I just thought maybe that would.
yeah, we kind of question that at another time. Yeah, so, no, good thought though, Dave.
Yeah, and if I can just add to that, I mean, just the day of the parade, I think we all saw there was a tow truck towing
Yeah,
a Western
saw that.
Express truck down Ashland Street, you know, over
I
that
think they
bridge.
would,
I believe that bridge can support that.
Yeah.
But where were they gonna go down
I
Ashland
think
Street?
they were going up 12 because of the parade, they would detour down that way.
Mm-hmm,
Otherwise, they would have went straight up 12.
yeah,
Because we're having the ceremony, and the state
Yeah.
police had to go out.
yeah.
Okay, any other public forum? Okay, if not, number 9,
motion to adjourn.
second that.
we have a motion to adjourn and a second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Pick them in order.
And once you said that, I realized my daughter's got like